1. Hello, greetings, welcome to Anime Gateway Season 2, a finale.
Hello.
I forgot to turn off my swag and woke up in
Who
bitches.
is going to take Season 2 from King Queen Crown? Will it be a defrag or will it be a Centaur's life?
Yeah.
That's up to you.
We
Vote
also-
on your phones now.
We're also
it's up to us.
going to be giving each other awards and revealing Season 3 and the genre.
Yeah. Now you got the schedule all mapped out there. Cool.
I do.
Nice.
We're prepared. It's
Yeah.
a miracle.
It's amazing.
So,
Alright.
we're going to open this up in defrag, gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
You weep shit, yeah, dude. I don't know what part of anime gateway did not say that was weep shit, but hi, Tyler.
That's what you sign up for.
We
Yeah.
had an arc. Like, this is the perfect timing for, like, the last 3 episodes setting up the final arc and finale.
Yeah.
This was very good timing for us as opposed to some other shows that didn't have the best timings.
Yeah.
It really was.
Kenji gets peached. He gets kidnapped again.
Again.
Yep.
And they start another competition game again.
Well, yeah.
A little less serious one, but yeah.
It's not as big as this. It didn't get the entire school involved, but it did get a lot of people.
Yeah, not the entire school, but it did get a decent amount involved.
Yeah.
More than it should have. Hey man, you guys are just passionate about Pokemon. Pokemon's an anime! Weep shit!
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, we get introduced to the people who kidnapped Kenji, who have been in the opening for a while, so I'm glad we finally got to them.
Oh yeah, what the
Guy
fuck?
with green hair that doesn't open his eyes because he likes anime too much.
And
Pretty
little,
girl with
little,
lips.
little Taco.
Barfy and little Tama.
Little Tama.
Little Tama. The guy's name was Naganuma, I remember that.
Man, what a bitch though, like that's like that fucking scene with her little in the playground, she just comes up and jumps on what's her big fucking sandcastle,
Yeah, she's
like
an
ha ha ha.
Oh, absolutely. She's a bitch.
Hey, I'll offer you
Definitely
soccer
not
to be my little
favorite.
sister's friend. I'll say pull back and I'm not gonna be her friend. Alright?
I'm not gonna be your friend.
She's very interesting because she is as we learn later, of the same level as these crazy girls from the game
Bro,
creation.
I put her on
The
another
same Saiyan
I-
gene that
I-
these have.
I put her on another level of cringe, to be honest.
I had
Oh,
never-
we're gonna have to. Oh, we're gonna get to the awards to be so disagreeing.
I had-
Oh.
I had not really thought about like the show's power scaling per se.
We've
I'm
seen
so-
energy. The
Okay,
people.
yes, that's true, but I still never thought about it that much because I just chalked it up to like nonsense. But this is where it came into play most in these the last 2 episodes, I believe, more often than
So
anything else.
I think I'll say I think we're gonna have an easier time just saying the 3, not saying with specific episodes. I don't remember what happened in each
Yeah.
episode specifically, and because all 3 episodes was just own storyline.
This is a
So,
big arc. This
yeah.
is a big arc. But the main purpose of this one is to introduce the group, especially the robot, which is a
Yeah.
girl.
She actually got the
Okay.
girl inside the
Barfy!
robot.
Barfy. She has a name, but her name is Barfy. Her name is Shinsen, but
It's Barfy.
it's Barfy. Because she barfs a lot.
Why do they call you
Okay,
Barfy? Because of that one time on stage. It was more than that one time on stage.
Yeah, but, that's how it goes.
She whipped her hair at me really fast and made me throw up.
I think she needs medicine, but, that's
Yeah,
the thing
definitely.
about it.
I like how she brought up sparkles and rainbows because they can't show.
All right, guys, I took some tummy pills. I'm good to go. Wait, isn't that Barfy? Ugh!
This also was mostly to establish the group as Tama's the big bitch leader, as Barfy is the comic relief, as Anime Man Naganuma as the Anime Man, and the
Yeah, she was
cool
there.
other girl who was cool.
You mean
So we get
50-50,
stuff done,
dude? I love 50-50.
Yeah, and we get the return of a side character, 50-50 Man.
We get return of a lot of side characters, like the fucking
Yeah, a lot
12
of them
demons or
show up
devils,
again.
whatever it is.
A
The
big
14
theme
guys.
for this was giving everyone kind of a last hurrah into leading to the final battle. I guess RPG wise, if we're gonna compare it to games.
And the pink soccer is her name. Actually got some screen time in these few episodes.
Yeah, this whole squad does shit. It's
Yeah.
nice when they do shit together, and not not when half the team is just not there.
James, how you liking this set of episodes?
Honestly, this show's been a ride. I'm glad it went to here to just like it flipped a switch. So, like we're still going through nonsense, but like just it's
Since it's
honestly
built up on itself.
yeah, just like it felt like just a minor thing changed, but it didn't change the entire concept of the show. But then just like there's still just a bunch of fucking what the hell is going on, but in a storyline way for just a moment.
I had a lot of fun with this set of episodes, to be honest here.
Oh yeah,
Out of all the shows we picked for this time, this was the most shonen. Even though it's not the shonen tag,
yeah,
it was
definitely
close
is.
to it.
Why does it sound like you're playing basketball down a flight of stairs? Probably as I am.
It even has a freaking like a straight up like action-packed finale, the
Yeah.
climax.
We have a fight scene technically, but we'll
Yeah.
get to that.
Oh, I'm glad you're all here. You're all spinning for a week. Fuck.
But Tama captures Kenji, which makes the game club come to them so that she can provoke them into doing a challenge where if they lose, the club's disbanded. And if they win, they'll help pay for their club. Because they're ex student body presidents and don't like that
that's
Yako is the new
Of
student
course.
body president. Also, they have a history. They'll get into that.
Yeah.
She's crazy. She's a kabuki master.
Kabuki.
With the power of pigtails.
Which leads. I mean, the little bit of power we saw in the first episode was Roka's signature dark bag attack is blocked by her pigtails.
That was like
I popped up. I was like, oh shit! What? Oh. Fuck.
And then she continued to hold her like a chibi doll for the almost remainder of that episode. That was fucking great.
Taco's also there. She killed the robot. I forgot to mention that. She killed the robot. The robot was doing a spin drill attack, and she dropped her phone with the keychain that Kenji got her on one of the previous episodes. So nice continuity.
She just one-shots the fucking robot.
It was threatened to be destroyed, so she killed it. Just killed it.
Yeah, it was. Just speaking of the whole series in general for a second, it's weird how Takao just kind of like stuck with the main group of people for the majority of episodes.
She's
and we
very.
rarely ever got to
She's
see,
just
like,
the
the upper club.
student. Yeah, which is a little gripe, but
Yeah. The minor
something
annoyance.
comparatively to the other ones. While all the side characters were really fun, they definitely didn't get as much time to shine as the others
True.
gave to their side casts, which is fun. When they did come back, these 3 episodes were the other game club, the biker gang, his friends.
Oh yeah.
Everyone
His
got
friends.
a chance to come back and do at least one thing, which was cool seeing.
Because they don't want to just ditch them out, and that's exciting to see.
But next episode, they come up with the game that they decide, because you can't just fight. We can't just actually fight.
Game.
So we need a game to determine it. And Takuo, being the only one who actually knows how to make games here, thinks of Cell Thieves, where each team has to steal the phone from the opponents and answer the question that is on their phone, sending that text to 50-50 Man. And if
There's
they
a
answer right, the person they took the phone from is out.
Bro, I love
There's a
how
part-
each
very
question was just
small
easy
part of
fuck
me.
at the other end. It was like, and the one guy that actually one man at a time was like, "Oh fuck, dude, my home screen's a goddamn answer. Oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, dude."
Fuck, oh, shit.
I just didn't think about it. There was a small part of me that was hoping this finale would end with them finalizing the Porno Mags and Space board game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the direction this went in was still probably a lot more satisfying.
the teams were set as 4v4 since there's technically more members of the game provisional club than there were the ex-student body council, so they had to limit it down to 4. So unfortunately for Loverboy, he gets kicked out, not being important enough.
Totally forgot he was part of it.
Was he?
Yeah,
Is he?
he had
He made a
two
joke
teams.
about it.
He was there. No, like everyone came for Kenji's rescue.
No, he.
Like both
Like,
of his friends.
I know he was there, but is he really part of the club?
He is. He is part of the membership club, but no one wants to talk about him. Like that's a joke.
They even made a joke about it in there. It's like, dude, you're barely even there.
He gets pushed aside. So does his masochist friend for the group of Kenji, Chichiro. Chichiro, is that her fucking name? I can't remember. Basically the main cast, except for
Roka, Sakura, and the purple hair girl. I don't remember her.
Water, Earth, Fire, Kenji.
Yeah. Heart. I also
Yeah.
oh shit, there was a moment in the we'll actually get to that. That's the bonus episode.
Yeah, there are stuff that happens with the teacher, but that's the most side after the credits episode thing. The teacher it does get a moment, which I'm fine with. They're acknowledging the characters.
They fit him in somewhere.
Yeah. And the rules are set, the teams are ready, the stakes are made, as everyone goes to hide and run to get ready for their phone thief thing. Which ultimately ends with, because of what Tama did to our little leader of the game club, Roka, she sucked up her energy during their first exchange, making her very weak, so Kazuma had to carry her, making them very central targets for the other members. As everyone but Chichiro runs away as she and Tom are about to just fucking throw hands. They're just like, yeah, okay, let's go. Come on.
That's like the moment in the shonen anime where like the elder
Piccolo.
one up to. Yeah,
That's when the Piccolo's like, I'm gonna fight the final boss. Except she's not exactly the Piccolo. She's a bit better than Piccolo. But
and waits for the main character to get back.
very shonen energy where like battles are split up and we keep going back and forth as we run into the two members that weren't in the robot that got beaten up, the anime guy and the cool girl, as they try and fight. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this without just saying the jokes, without just saying joke. He's an anime weeb. He is the biggest weeb. He has some of the funnest lines where he's like, he starts meta commentary of, damn it, I can't fight these girls. They sound like anime voice actors.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has to make a decision who he wants to take down based on how well they sound as voice actors. But then when it comes down to taking down one of them, he says, "Oh, I can't do it. She sounds too cute."
Was any reference to any stuff the voice actresses actually did? Maybe not the English ones, but maybe the Japanese one.
Possibly.
Oh, it's a fucking Zelstra, dude. Game over, dude. He ruined it.
Yo, it's Zelstra.
Hello. Shonen energy.
Yeah, this whole anime is basically like a slice of life with a lot of shonen energy put into it.
Shonen sprinkling.
Yeah. Exactly.
But they get away from him while the water girl does the most she's done in the series and fights somebody, keeping up with the cool girl, and also messing with the anime boy by saying like Oni-chan and shit. He's like, fuck! As he gets defeated.
I blocked that out of my memory, I think.
Oh, that was a great moment though. I like that.
Yeah. Just that whole scene is just like flurry of fists, while simultaneously just being like, Oni-chan, please don't hurt me. It's just, I was losing it during that part.
Some good teamwork between the three.
Yeah,
Water, Fire, and Kenji.
Water, Fire, and Kenji.
Yeah, and spiky hair.
Yeah, it's spiky hair. That's
They came with an element for his little sister before him.
Yeah. But, while Water Girl is doing the shonen thing, we're like, I'll hold them off while you go on ahead. Cementing herself as the side character. Roka and Kenji need to have called Takao to learn that Chicho's not doing great in the fight. She's getting Piccolo. She's getting beaten up by the boss, and she's not making much headway. So, they need to use Kazuma's super move to get him back up to the second floor.
Yeah. His
Which
super
they
move of
took a while
jumping.
to think about. Yeah, like they're like, what's your super... Wait, what's my super move? What? His signature move, like the dark bag and the mud ball throw and the water splash.
birthday move he performed at the Tournament of Power for the bag, whatever
The
it's called.
Tournament of
Essentially.
Power.
Essentially, shown
Or-
in tournament arc.
Where he just, like, saddle horses off somebody and jumps really high.
Yeah. And
So he does
he
that
didn't
out
get
the
beat
window.
up. The nice big guy from the game club. They came in and helped him out to do his super move.
Yeah.
And they didn't. He didn't get hit. The one episode he finally didn't get hit in.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
was still used.
Yeah, but he was fine with it. He decided to be used. He was He wanted to be helpful. Like last time he got forced to be used. Like this time he actually.
I'm just glad he's just like finally comes to terms with what role what he's in. Like, you know.
Yeah. Just like the boy girl who gets to be there for a second and go, oh no, my dress. And then the
Not
other
like
girl's
that.
like, yeah.
It's not like they had enough screen time to make him do anything else.
They never explained why he
What-
wasn't addressed this time around.
Well, because he thinks Cosmo will punch him if he knows he's a guy. Like, he's afraid Cosmo's gonna hit him if he knows he's a
Yeah,
guy.
to be honest, like that was one of my hopes in the final episode is that Cosmo just saw him like as the next person, like,
Uh-huh.
Anyway. But he does the super jump up to the second floor and starts to make his way back to Chichiro, but he gets interrupted by the basketball team who saw his mad jumps and wants to recruit him to this team.
So not only did they bring back every other character for a little bit, they also brought in new characters at the end.
Yeah. Also, there was a
For
big fight
fun.
between the biker gang and all of Kazuma's friends.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were just there. They're like, go on ahead, as they all just kind of pushed against each other because no one could really punch each other. It'd be against school's rules, so they kind of just pushed.
Yeah, the Council of 14 was pretty much there to stop him, but his friends came and it's like, oh, we'll hold him off.
All of Kazuma's friends, the purple-haired guy, the short guy, the tall one, you know them, you
One
love
with
them.
glasses.
I know you remember their names, totally.
Yeah. Thought the blonde dude in glasses was gonna be a little bit more important, but it's fine.
In the wiki it says, Roka tells Kenji he has a secret move, the vertical jump. Kenji literally jumps up to the second floor as he was right by the basketball court. That's it.
He literally jumps.
Literally jumps.
He sure does.
This was a very fun one because we got to see fucking Water Girl. We got to see all the returning characters come back. And shonen fight scene, anime jokes, it's there.
Yes. These 3 episodes, in general, were just a very satisfying finale that I was not expecting. And they cut down a lot on the juvenile jokes.
Yeah.
A lot.
But I think it's also because Takao wasn't the focus. That feels like it's
Yeah,
always
that's
her
true.
stick, though, which I'm not.
Yeah.
They're fun, but I wish there was a bit more. Like, Takao had something with the bam, I killed a robot.
Oh, yeah. That's all she really got to do.
Also because Chichiro was more focused on other things. She wasn't making any dirty jokes.
Yeah.
Which leads to the final episode, which gives us some backstory. Sort of. Maybe? We don't know.
I feel like we kind of went over the main points of this already.
No. The backstory with Chichiro and Roka and Tama. A little bit.
I guess you briefly mentioned it, but that's it.
Yeah. As Roka slightly explains how they all knew each other as kids. Chichiro used to be a whiny girl with a sick sister. I think that was
Yeah, I
just a
don't know,
joke.
she was just
I think that's
coughing.
just a joke that
Yeah.
they're making for a flashback story.
There is an undescribable feeling of fear I get whenever I hear an anime character cough.
Yeah.
It's
because
just-
shows
it's
don't
just
ever show
harrowing.
normal. Yeah, shows don't ever show normal sicknesses, so it usually means something.
Whenever I hear them cough, I just think to myself, "Oh well, he's gonna die."
Oh, he's on death's door.
well.
We don't know about her sister, so maybe I don't know.
Yeah, they
But-
made a joke about maybe they just made that up.
Yeah, we don't know how true it is. It's somewhat true, but we don't know how true. Because they make a joke about it being not sort of true, but then it's sort of. But Chichiro's a crybaby, didn't make any friends. Roga decided to help make a friend, and then Tom was like, "Fuck you," and crushed her sandcastle. Like, I will hate you forever.
I will
And
hate.
she's like, "I will hate you forever." And the Roga's like, "Let's get him," and then she sticks her head in the hole. And children. I liked how they didn't attempt to do any young voices. They still had their exact voices, saying pretty much the same things they would have said. Like, there's no, kid speech. It's just like, what are the kids watching nowadays?
Yeah, these kids were like just watching too much TV.
And we cut back to Kazuya finally reaching the battle where Chichiro's low on HP, but now her shield is here. And it's nice seeing them work together.
Yeah.
It's nice seeing the team work together. Because usually she doesn't have much respect for Kazuma. So this was a nice moment. It was a cool fight.
Yeah.
Hey, use me as your shield. Using a shield, is that allowed? I'll allow it.
Also, his masochist friend helps a little bit.
Gets a single fucking punch. I think he broke his sternum. Yeah, and?
Yeah.
It wasn't even a punch, just an open hand slap.
Yeah, she was sumo slapping and kabukiing
Jeez.
away. She had techniques.
These girls really do have power.
Oh, yeah.
But that led me to one thing I didn't like about this show, and I remembered some old critique. Not even like something I heard, but something I heard someone else say. I like the chibis, but I felt they became distracting a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, every other scene was chibi. Chibi Kazuya, chibi Chiryu, and I liked it for some jokes, but...
I mostly only noticed that with Roka, honestly.
No, like, usually it is just Roka, but everyone was getting it this
Yeah,
time.
everyone got the chibi treatment.
Like, they're
I don't
rushing for
remember too
attack,
much.
chibi. He gets hit by attack, hits the wall, chibi. She tries to do attack, she's chibi.
Did they do that? I
There's a
don't
lot of
remember it
chibi.
like that.
It still flowed well, but that kind of became distracting. And I remember that old critique of like someone really not liking the chibi art style of anime. Probably for someone who didn't
Yeah.
I don't remember where that came from, but that reminded me. And I don't hate it. It's just I don't know.
That's weird because I don't recall it happening in those action scenes.
Like Kazuma got
I just
blocked
forgot.
an attack, got hit into a wall. He was a chibi. They were on the ground. They were chibi. There's a good amount of things.
I guess it wasn't that distracting for me then.
I'm glad.
'Cause I
I'm not
just
saying
don't
this is a
remember it.
big topic. This isn't like this
Yeah.
is the worst for it. It's just like I don't know. Could have kept a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I do agree. Sometimes they did go overboard with it, just with Roka, honestly. Like half of the episode's length of showing her would be like that. So yeah, I
But-
could see the complaint.
Yeah, but I'm almost fine
You
with
guys
her
have
trying
anything
to
to say? I feel like I'm taking hold of the conversation. You guys
I-
have anything
Fine.
to say or comment?
See, I'm almost fine with the chibi though. I think it added in its own element that made it like fine.
That's fair. That's just a little thing that bothered me.
Yeah, fair.
I didn't even notice it. So
Does anyone else have anything in the three?
I still well, we didn't get to the conclusion, but I want to talk about Tama, and I especially want to know about your opinion about Tama, because I think we have different opinions, Jacob.
Mhm.
I love this bitch. This is my favorite side character. Spoilers.
Ooh.
She's won me over Mekazawa, over
Ooh.
a bro from Suits Your Children.
Damn.
I love her delivery of this like calm, almost seem like deadpan voice.
Yeah.
But she's always ready to like harp on a joke. Like she's immediately ready to be mean at a moment's notice or like play along with the joke instead of stopping it.
There was quite like
So-
a difference between like her flashback form where she was just straight up outright mean and saying all these things, but then to now where she's calm and cool headed until something mean shows up.
And she's like, "Oh man, I liked it when you called me Little Tama." Well, bam!
Yeah. Like she doesn't get worked up or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she never really got mad
She-
except
she
for like
go-
twice.
She goes full second though, but like as they said at the end, like she had no intent of actually winning. And then the final episode at the end, they basically reference like they're borderline best friends. So
Yeah, but
Oh, that's right.
example from real life, I saw you and Chris. These two were you and Chris fighting all the time.
Dude, they still are.
Yeah, they
Yeah, no
still are.
shit. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I saw the exact type of friendship where it's like, I will ruin everything you do. I will stop everything.
Oh
you
yeah,
do.
dude.
Fuck
There's,
you.
I can't recall a recent time where he has not joined the party and they told him to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Also, I really, like, I say this about the chibis, but I did really like the Kabuki attack as the chibi. That was, like, my
Yeah.
favorite animation.
That was great.
I just really liked her delivery. Maybe it was the voice acting. I don't know. I really liked it.
I
And
was
thought
fun.
she was a great final boss. to
I agree,
this
she's
game analogy.
Hydrate. All right, I guess I gotta hydrate, guys. I'll be right back with another bottle of water.
Drake
I'll
I'll
water.
drink, bitch. I'll be right back.
Fine, I'll
I get a
drink,
bottle of water. Fuck.
shit. My water bottle's empty. Fuck.
Can't believe you'd say that.
Whatever.
Also, yeah, they win the fight by doing a super big team move. That was really
yeah.
cool. That had
Move.
a combination of Earth Ball, Kanji grabbing and bringing back an old joke about if you like pigtails or twin tails more. Say I like girls with their hair down. And he took off her took off the things making
took
her
off her
pig.
hair.
You know what? Just for that, just for you, Diego, just for that hydrate, I'm gonna put on the hydrate cam.
Whoa.
What the
Shit.
fuck that means? Let me just put it on my fucking camera. I don't know.
Live cam.
Yeah, live cam. Where the fuck's my cam at?
Let's go.
Let's
Oh,
go.
where the fuck is my cam at? Actually,
It's gone.
that's not it. Is it?
Yeah, he undoes her
What's
hair
up, fuckers?
ties.
So dark.
I'll see it on stream yet.
Water. He's doing it. He's
There it is.
crazy. He's fucking insane.
Fuck you, Diego.
Oh yeah.
But they finish up with a cool team attack with Chichiro's. I don't.
Fucking
Chitose.
go.
That's her name. Chitose. It's not Chichiro. It's Chitose.
That's it.
Toast.
She blinds her with mud as Kenji gets in, past her kabuki defenses, takes off the things holding her hair to not be let down, where Roka comes in with a dark bag, finishing off the thing.
Bagging her on the
Answering the
head, takes her
question.
phone, and answers the question, which was easy.
Yeah. As we also learned that the cool girl, which tied with the water girl, Sakura, she also had a really easy question, as they didn't have any real intent of disbanding the club. They really just wanted to mess with them, as the third years would.
Yeah, none of their phones even got taken. Like even close to it.
I mean, I think Water Girls did. Because she
Maybe.
said they tied, but they never showed it.
They probably just decided, fuck it,
Yeah.
off screen.
With
But yeah,
with Tama doing the villain thing of like, this isn't over.
this is
I'm
over.
not done with you yet. Still be a next time. And then they're all in the classroom. And then she's like playing the game with them. She's like, I don't like this board game. And then kabukis it away. As the last thing she's asked is, I see that you and Chitose have like a relationship. Not like a romantic one, but
You were
like
quite friends, huh?
a friendship. Even if you don't show it the normal way. You should just join the club. And she's like, what? No. No, it's dumb. No. And also Barfy was there. That was the joke with Barfy. She wasn't
Yeah.
part of any of this because she got knocked out of the robot, but she was supposed to be part of this. And then she came like, hey guys, what I missed? Are we still playing? Who's left? And then she barfs and game over.
Shows up in the end and barfs. The end.
Yeah.
Except it's not the end and there's an extra episode.
And then there's the OVA, which is fitting for the water can because it's labeled water.
Yeah.
It's about the water girl. It took an OVA to give her an episode.
Yep.
Yeah,
We probably just skimmed through this one.
Yeah,
it's just
I
a
found it
pretty
pretty boring, to be
mid-episode.
honest.
There's a lot of fun interactions, really showing how Water Girl's not as outgoing as Chitose and Roka, but she still has her own fun qualities of being like, she'll make fun of you with nicknames. She
Yeah.
powers herself up with water. She's terrible at fighting games. And she loves messing with Kenji's sister, which was
Oh,
also
yeah,
an important
definitely.
part of that episode. We also got to see other characters that came back, which
Oh,
is
that's right.
fun. Like the teacher, like
Yeah,
the cool
teacher
guy
that
teacher that's
Kazuma looks up to.
and also I think
Is that
it's
woman-
Taka's mom, who's also the worker who
Yes.
jumped off the building to save Kazuma in his flashback.
Yes, that one character.
Which is like, okay, I
was on
guess we're
screen
bringing,
for like
okay.
a few seconds.
But gags, funny, it was cool, and had like a nice tender moment at the end.
Yeah.
But what I more want to bring about is the in-between skits with the teacher where they made a bet on this stuff. to see which team would win. They bet like their lunch. They bet like a book, and then and then the teacher Cosmo likes bets an ancient Indiana Jones skull that's missing one piece. Its eye to unlock its super treasure.
And then another teacher in the facility
Also,
thinks that she has the key to the skull, so she
Her
gets in on
necklace-
the back and
yeah,
on the bet.
her necklace has the eye shape, but she hasn't shown the necklace to anybody. And then the electric teacher, just very chill, is like, "Oh, hey, there's a hole," and then sticks like a food in it, and it activates, and then it ends. You go see what happens.
That's the last shot of the whole show.
Which I want to bring to the final point, as I was looking up in my research. As most anime, Defrag has a manga.
Of course.
Now, I want to ask you all a question.
No.
How far do you think this anime went into the manga?
Oh god.
Volume number. You don't gotta say chapters. How many volumes do you think it went into?
You know, I know that Defrag went longer than it is, so I think this might have went into chapter 5, dude. Maybe. I don't know how many chapters there are total, but
I'm just gonna
I know there's more left.
I'm gonna say volume 1, honestly, because this is only 12 episodes.
Yes, James.
You said chapters or
Volume.
Volume.
Like books.
Okay.
Like individual books, which have multiple chapters in them.
I'm gonna say like 10.
Well, the closest would be Jacob. If he said chapter 5, I took that as volume 5. Volume 4. All these episodes, including the OVA, were part of this.
How many volumes are there?
Currently, there's 15, and it's still going.
All right.
This isn't over. 2022, volume 16 is coming, which I didn't expect at all. What?
No.
Huh.
See, the thing
manga
is,
that gets an anime 7 years ago and then doesn't get it again.
No. As I say at the beginning, Defrag is fucking popular. I'm pretty sure it's very popular in Japan.
I fucking expect that at all.
No, this show's insanely popular. Like, out of all the shows we've chosen, this and Centaur Slave's the only ones I've ever heard of prior to the show.
I had definitely heard of Defrag before.
But yeah. Which I think explains a lot of the probable gripes I had with some of the characters not getting enough time. They probably got way more time in the thrice over volumes they have.
Definitely.
Some of these covers have characters I haven't even seen before, so obviously.
They bring back a little robot boy.
Yeah. I just thought that was a fun thing I'm going to mention with the other show. But yeah, I didn't expect this. I find it so weird. This anime happened in 2014 and has yet to get a second season. It's been 7 years and there's definitely enough manga, so why hasn't there been any anime? I find that very weird.
That'll explain the one video I found in the recommendations when I watched the OVA episodes, like, Defrag Season 2, will it happen? And it was uploaded like a month ago. People are still wondering about it.
But anyway, final thoughts. Well, I guess not final thoughts. I like these episodes. They were an arc. They're very much an arc for the finale of, I guess, the anime and that arc of the manga.
I was way more satisfied with this arc and this ending to this anime than I ever thought I would be.
Yeah.
Leading up to it.
And it was funny jokes. I can't really explain funny jokes without just saying, haha, he said something, and then she said something to counteract his thing and made him look like a loser.
Indeed, how humorous. Anyone else's final thoughts on it?
I got nothing.
For these episodes, we got final thoughts when we got both of them.
Alright.
So you all ready to move on to the next show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. And our season 2... our second... Oh, fuck. I'm trying to think of the correct name afterwards. Our second show for our... Not for our King or Queen nomination, Centaur's Life.
Okay.
So I think I'll just straight up say myself, in my personal opinion. I think when it came to both finals, I think Defrag had the more satisfying one.
Yes,
It
I
did by a
agree,
mile.
but I also think as like this felt like a different type of finale because it went against, especially the last episode, went a lot against the stuff we've been liking about the show. And
Yeah,
leaned
they just said,
heavily
"Fuck
on
it, let's just
comedy.
do this."
They went very much in a comedy, normal slice of life thing that, like as we saw with Daily High School Boys, like felt like something like that. Where it's
Yeah, so
having
I'll be
fun with
genuinely
the
honest.
girls.
Episode 12, like, I don't know, it took me out of it, to be honest. Like, it was a good episode, it was just so random. It didn't feel like it belonged, you know?
Really feel like 2 non sequitur segments that would have happened earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this, I don't know.
The final section of the final episode felt like it could have been a better first episode than the first episode.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so like the thing is, like they were trying this whole time, going like, yeah, we've shown like body parts and whatnot, but we, try not making it as perverted as possible. Like this is actually like their life, and we try explaining their lives and giving details. This was just straight up perverted. Like there's no fucking.
But it also wasn't part of their life.
Oh yeah,
It was
this definitely
a
wasn't
fake
part of their life.
screen thing. And making
the
fun of a lot of RPG tropes.
Yeah, the first section of the last episode was just the whole fan service section. Where
Yeah, this just felt like the guy just
going
put it in there,
RPG
just put it
thing.
in there, because like, hey, this is the final episode, might as well throw it in now. Here's your fan service.
See, like I see that, but I also see it as like because despite what we didn't really care for the comedy was a part of this show, and this is them trying to just do all comedy, which obviously we aren't much as fans. I was here for the lore more than the jokes.
I guess. Well, let's bring this back to the episode 10.
Yeah,
the
episode
date episode. I'm
Yeah.
glad the snake went on a date. To be honest, I'm glad someone asked her out and she's being happy. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sasul.
This episode in particular was pretty interesting to me, mostly for the fact it was the same. It uses the trope that I don't think either Western or Eastern touch upon that often of the same story touched from both sides of two different perspectives.
Oh yeah, and to be honest, I would like to see what happens when both of them make out. I want to see how that works. I'm just saying.
It doesn't have lips though, so would it be all tongue?
I don't know. And like her mouth could easily, and like her entire mouth could easily just like fit his head in it.
Indeed.
So like, I don't know, man. That's something I want to see.
I will say this episode probably had my favorite joke from the show, which was just the build-up of Sasasul's and her date walking over to what
that was
everyone
actually
thinks is the hotel. I love hotel.
I like that joke. I like some jokes, but it definitely doesn't compete with the other shows that are pure comedy when it tries to do comedy.
Indeed. And the flip side of that episode just has the angel, the white-haired angel girl, and her date in quotation marks, which is just another classmate pretty much, go on to the art museum and just have a really informed discussion about what modern art is and interpretations and such. That was cool.
And we got a little bit of an update on her dad's situation.
Yeah, that too.
It very much felt like a real life thing where it wasn't just like this dramatic, you make this choice. It's like he's trying to make it work, but he doesn't know how to make it work.
It was a very down-to-earth situation about like what a person would be going through if they're trying to do their hobby and make it as their job, but they don't want to. But they still want it to feel like a hobby.
Yeah, as we kind of mentioned a little bit before, not wanting to sell out, but wanting to succeed. How do you do that?
Like he still wants to paint what he wants to paint, but he doesn't want to be like. But to actually be successful, he's got to take the contracts what other people want him to make. But he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to paint his daughters.
Yeah, or whatever he sees. Like he's probably a real life painter. He's probably not like a like imaginative. He'll probably paint whatever still life is. Yeah. I found it fun. It's one of those simple, like, the cast follow behind and think they're very sneaky, but they're not. We also learned that the government's watching, too, because any terrible situations might lead to something worse in the Cold War. So they try to make sure nothing goes wrong. Which is always a weird thing, but an interesting part that keeps the lore still there.
Yeah, that's part of the a situation in which I feel like they were building up to something, at least in some way, that didn't happen at all in the last few episodes.
Yeah, like I said, like this, I don't know, there was a nice joy to these 3 episodes. I just didn't get what I wanted to get from these 3 episodes.
Agreed.
I wasn't fully expecting it to be something big, like something with the government or something.
Yeah, I don't think war was ever gonna break out.
Yeah.
No, I didn't either,
Expected
but
them
I
to
was
be-
expecting them to hit upon it, or to say something
Yeah,
about it.
expectedly, at least within the finale, that they panned over to what the government was doing, if they were planning something, or if they were what each side was thinking about each other.
Yeah, but we never really got answers on like that fake god shit. We never like seen more into the war. We never got to see the outcome of those frogs. Like it was just, I don't know.
I will also bring this up now instead of waiting to the end. Just like D-Frag, a centaur's life is much longer than the anime and is still going.
I'm sure it is.
This was more recent too. It was
But
like
unfortunately,
2017.
but unfortunately,
This
we
one has
can't
a
judge.
decent chance of getting a season 2.
But unfortunately, we
Like
can't
what?
judge on the rest of the manga. We can only judge on these 3 episodes. So.
I agree, but I think that's why there's some things that might have been left.
Oh yeah.
Like with some characters not getting as fleshed out in D-Frag, I think some plot points are being saved for later in the manga. That the anime
makes
just
sense.
can't get to. But I still agree. I still agree that fun episode, but not the part we've been enjoying about this show.
Mhm.
It's cutesy and I like that part, but I also like the lore and the world building. Which they kind of touched into a little bit with episode 11. Which is kind of a teaching episode. It was about the kids.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In a
This is
full-
this is all kids episode.
all kids.
James, you got anything on all this?
Yeah, we're on episode 11 for this right now, right?
Yeah.
We 10 going into 11, yeah.
Let's see if I'm remembering correctly for that. Hold up, because this is the one I watched for. This is the show that I watched first. The same weekend we finished the last one. So let me. Can you give me just a minor refresher on?
This was
Episode
2
11.
different styles of teaching kids lessons. With the first one being Hime kind of teaching her niece about different flowers and how some flowers are the same and some flowers
Okay.
are different. And she
Yeah,
then goes
okay.
to teach her classmate.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, and she went on to teach all the different ones to her even younger classmates, real young ones. Okay.
Then go on.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Honestly, it felt like with what's cool about these is they made it going 2 different directions. But by this point, I think my enjoyment was definitely within the world building of this, and I felt it slow here in the last couple episodes a little bit, and so it kind of started losing my interest a little bit more here at the end. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just D-Frag kind of had me at a grip as opposed to everything that was going on with like these lessons and the kid-based episodes. And fuck, let me just pull up the other episodes. But what are you gonna say, Mikey, while I'm doing that?
Oh, I was just gonna say at the first half of this episode is like a heartbreaking ending.
Yeah, man, dude.
Where
What
she
the fuck?
explains to all of her classmates what each flower is and like why they have a name, and they're asking, they're like kindergarten age kids, like why don't they just call that one the red flower or this one that? But no, they have like scientific names. She learned this. She's trying to teach it to everyone. But at the very end, like after a few days, the gardener comes and apparently pulls up all of the flowers, all the wildflowers and weeds and all that, because that's what they were, wildflowers. And she's just crying. It's like, where did they go?
Fucking kill
It's
those
horrible.
flowers, man. The biggest death of this season. Flowers.
Probably should have seen that coming since they were all wildflowers in the kindergarten playground.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did anyone else get a feeling that they were trying to also do like a little metaphor for the species where like, yes, other people are centaurs and other people like we're all different but we're all the same, but we're different? Or was I looking too into it?
I've been
I
looking too
didn't
more
think
into
about
it.
that at the time. I didn't think about that at the time, but I'd say it's still an apt comparison.
Mm.
That might have been what they were going for.
But yeah, there's multiple purple flowers, but the purple flowers are different. You shouldn't just
Yeah,
say
exactly.
every purple flower is a purple flower. I don't know.
That makes sense.
It also felt like there was definitely one part. It felt like a PBS kids show where they're like, "And we should do better for each other." Yeah, and I can feel like they're turning to you like that's for our kids or whatever.
Yeah,
the
can I
things
just
are.
mention how little bitches little fucking sisters are? You're pretty. Not as pretty as our sister. Sorry.
You're not pretty.
They're little shits. I like them. I wouldn't call them bitches.
No,
Right.
no, I think those are the proper terms, man.
They just don't know.
They just don't know.
They just don't know what they mean. That kids don't know what they mean when they say some things.
But the other half is about the Cheesters, as they've been called.
The Cheesters.
Monami, aka the Angel Girls' sisters, younger
Yeah.
sisters, as their little escapades with their younger sister, them asking questions, just the them episode.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just all them.
We do get a little bit of more learning. Again, that's why 12 didn't have any world building. This has a little world building with them talking about how to train your tail to move differently and how there's different clothing things for the cat people who have tails. Where the youngest sister was trying to figure out how to get a dress on, but her tail was getting in the way. So they helped her out by trying to get her to train how to use her tail with different exercises that they would have to learn as kids. Can't just be what the cat I'm petting right now, where when I immediately touch their butt, their tail just goes all the way up. They can't be like that.
Even though their training didn't 100% translate because her tail was a lot shorter than their cat tails.
Yeah, but that's just because she's really young, and that's how their cat tails used to be.
I don't even know if her tail would grow like that since he's supposedly a hybrid.
Yeah, we're not sure.
The angel people even have the tails? I don't think they did.
Not sure.
I don't remember them having them.
But anyway, also about how they try to figure out how someone like that would wear a dress or other type of clothing, and if they try to wear it normally, it would move around and mess up the dress. They try to they show images what if we put down the pant leg, what if we try and put it above it, and none of it really worked till they made specific clothing to have a hole in it, but because your tail would move, people would see your underwear, which people didn't want. So they made a little cloth thing to attach to that clothes that you put on with your tail to make sure it doesn't show any of your underwear.
They went very in depth with these ergonomics.
Which would be the only they would pretty much be the only ones who really have to worry about that. Centaurs have a big brushy tail that don't have to worry about that. The angels and devils don't gotta worry about that. The fish people are always naked, so whatever.
Mhm.
I think they're the most normal-ish to us because besides the tail and the ears, they're pretty much just us.
Yeah, they're pretty much just humans.
So it's nice giving them a bit of differences.
Aside from those wonky ass glasses.
Yeah. Also, I just think the kids are cute. These are some of my more favorite kids. They aren't whiny. They aren't just plot devices. They're just kind of there to have fun.
They act enough like real kids, where they're entertaining but not annoying.
Also,
Like I said, where they're just impolitely asking people if they're pretty or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. So yeah, I pulled that up, and that was the other half of that, where it's just just going around. Hey, I wonder there's got to be somebody else in the entire world that's prettier than our oldest sister, but we can't find.
But who?
The second half had me more adored, if that helps at all.
Yeah, it was a very cute episode. Very just cute episode.
Because Sue, the youngest, God, she's so adorable.
Yeah. These three episodes in general just had different vibes to them, honestly.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more down-to-earth shit and world building in the episode 10, cute stuff in episode 11.
Out of the three, this was my favorite because it felt like the other episodes where it's here's a cute thing, also some world building. Anyway, cute thing. Also, the dog kidnapped a child for a little bit, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I was afraid it was gonna go dark I was seriously afraid it was gonna go dark when they were like,
Oh,
"Yeah, we're gonna keep after her. We wouldn't want her getting kidnapped or anything. That hasn't happened yet."
that'd been horrible. Oh man.
Yeah, I was like, wait, no. I know she's the sick child, but please don't.
But that leads us back to the final episode, which is very much a comedy episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No world building, no. I mean, there's a little cute moments, but it's very much trying to be funny.
First half is pretty much just an
Making fun of
a
RPGs.
what if segment of an RPG AU.
Which, to be fair, they show that in the opening, so I wanted to see that.
Yeah,
like,
they
I didn't
did.
want them to
Yeah,
just show
yeah.
that scenes in the anime, like opening. Like, when are we gonna get the what? Are they playing RPG? What's that? I want to see that. And the magic looked cool. Like,
yeah,
it didn't look bad, but it's more of making fun of the armor sets for like girls wearing bikini armor. Everyone pretty much knows that trope to heart now, and how none of that would like. It would probably work for Hime, but it wouldn't really do anything for the rest of the gang. They get the thing where they fought a dude. I really enjoyed this. Is probably the episode I really enjoyed. The satyr girl the most. Her dry wit was very nice in this episode.
Yeah.
Where she's like, just hang on, I'm fucking writing a spell. Like, what the I need your help! She's fighting with the sword. She's like, come on, it's magic, come down.
Yeah, spells took a lot of time.
Probably like
casting
old
everything as a ritual.
RPGs. Yeah. She sent a fireball, it was very tiny, but then
Yeah. Murders everything.
Quetzalcoatl was a cleric, but looked like a cheerleader, because
I thought she was basically like the dancer or the bard.
That's what the joke they made, but no, she was like a cleric. Because she pushed away the ghost with her holy chanting.
Oh, that's right.
It was the basic RPG party. The archer, the fighter, the mage, and the cleric.
Yeah.
We got to see cool shots with like swordsman and bowsmanship. It was nice.
And we get to see the characters get their clothes dissolve when they get trapped into slime.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah, from that point
wishful
forward, it
thinking.
was just a downward spiral for sexuality.
Nah, that was the lowest point, honestly.
Again, it was supposed to be a joke about
Yeah.
all this shit. Like, cause yeah, slime would probably dissolve your shit, and it was like, oh my god, he's gonna eat us! Ah, no, it's just a slime. It's gonna do like weird pervy things. I'll kill it with salt water. Like that was the joke. Was I'll kill it. I can't magic it, so I guess we'll use science and salt water it. And we've already seen tits, so I really
Yeah, we've
wasn't
already
as
seen Hime's breast specifically.
yeah.
They're just like, here
But
you
I
go.
still agree that it was just a pervy joke. That was like, okay, all right, sure.
Well, yeah, then they went into the next room with the quote-unquote queen, aka the president of the school,
Yeah.
of her. What's my secret? Oh yeah, your shit's padded, and then her top falls down. We didn't see boobs, but like it was still, you know.
Just the preferred joke, making
Yeah.
fun of like dominatrix boss character because she had like a giant lion dude that was like as she runs away going, ah no, my secret. He's like, what?
That was one of the pervy jokes I had that I enjoyed more, honestly.
Because it's very much an RPG thing. I'm a big evil boss. Now answer this riddle. Ah, you've defeated me.
Needed me.
But yeah, again, comedy isn't the strongest thing with this show, at least with us.
Yeah.
As we learn at the end of the part, it was one of the classmates kind of writing up a thing, and they're like making fun of it, like, why are we wearing bikini armor? Why did you do the slime thing? What are you doing with this?
Why are you doing this to us?
And the second part I liked and thought, again, might have been a better for them. Might have been better if you swapped the two? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that would make a great
Probably.
finale episode, but
At least this one would make more sense as the first one, since it's an arm wrestling tournament with all the female characters. in
Yeah,
the
we got-
school. And it's like
we
it serves
don't
as a
get to
decent
see-
introduction to all of them.
yeah, we don't get to see that to him. Like, the school setting was very rarely used except for a couple conversations.
Yeah.
But we had an arm wrestling contest, and the running joke was, why are we doing this? Nobody answered.
Nobody knew.
Also, none of the boys were there. You know, the two male characters you remember.
Yep. A lot of people participating in it. At least like half of them already knew that, you know, Hime was gonna win. She's
Yeah.
the centaur.
She has
He's already
base
has the-
+2 strength, dog. Come
Yeah.
on, she's a centaur.
She's the largest build, and basically the strongest. She practices archery, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Of course
But
she's the
it was
strongest.
fun. She tried to like lose. Like I don't wanna do. It's like come on, try. It's like
She tries to throw it first, but no one believes her.
No, it's like no.
You didn't do that.
I did like some of the jokes in this episode where like the devil girl's like, you gotta use your mind, Quetzalcoatl. It's all about reading your opponent. She's like, I'm gonna do that. And she doesn't focus at all about the arm wrestling part, and her hand just gets knocked over. She's like, what? What?
I knew that was coming too the whole time. I was like, oh no.
We got to see a little bit of character dynamic between the president and the devil girl, because they had a little bit of a rival. They were talking it up right before they did. Like, we'll finally get to know the track team or whatever she does.
Yeah, I was looking forward to them like facing off because they're like the two feistiest characters of the show, honestly.
Yeah. Also, like the two weakest characters, like you're weaker than a baby, you're weaker than a carrot, and they're trying their hardest, but they're both very not strong.
Yeah.
I think I grew to like the Centaur girl more, not Centaur, the Satyr girl more, and the more time she got to show up. I liked her dry wit in comparison to everyone else.
Yeah.
She was very much the not the straight sarcastic one all the time, just the one with the sarcastic attitude.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing.
And Hime won. Big shock.
Big surprise.
There was a nice little thank you card. Like, he was like, thank you for watching. Which it felt very genuine, because I think I looked up somewhere like, hey, are we getting a second season of this? And like the creator's like, there's no plans, but I hope. But that just feels like a guy that's like, I would love to get more an animation team interested in my work.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he would.
And again, I bet there's more interesting things to happen in the manga, but we ain't here to review the manga.
Yeah.
But I think that's why the episodes are the way it ended. Because I wouldn't like it if they like skipped to like 3/4 in the manga for the last like 2 episodes. I don't think that would work very well.
Yeah, honestly, if there was like a giant finale of some sort with that involves the government in some way, or the Antarcticans, that would probably feel way more out of place, honestly.
I still wanted a little bit, which is why it's not
exactly.
One really built up the ending in the last 3 episodes, one kind of like simmered down to be more like what you think the show would be. Like, you would think this is the type of shit we would have gone to like the first couple of episodes. With Centaur's life. It's a slice of life with like, it's like Monster Girls, haha.
Yeah, it ending like that makes sense in hindsight for the type of anime it is, which is just a slice of life thing with a lot of lore behind it, but a lot of the lore ended up being pieced itself together to form a narrative, for lack of, well, at least form a
background
skeleton of a narrative. Yeah, a background narrative that we don't get to see paid off because it just didn't get to it in time.
Yeah.
Which is fine, just still doesn't lead to a satisfying as satisfying as it could be ending.
Yeah. As I say, like, this was a good 3 episodes, but compared to Defrag and seeing it as an ending, I don't...
Especially in comparison, yeah.
It's also hard to follow up the last episode 9. It's really hard to follow up fucking World War II episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what do you do with that?
I wasn't expecting like that or the frog celebrity thing to be followed up on per se. Well, at all actually. But yeah, like you said, there could have been something.
I still would have liked to hear more on that fake god thing, though. At least a little something.
There's a god, and maybe a Cold War happening, who knows?
That thing with the fake mer god would probably be like the first arc they would have tackled, in the first major arc in the manga. Potentially, I'm not sure. This feels like it. But yeah, anyone closing thoughts on Centaur's life?
I said it. Well, be
James, got anything else?
Honestly, not really. I mean, it's been, God, at the very least, it's been a fucking ride to get to this point. I'm sad on both sides that there isn't more to see, because I can safely say that I would continue to watch both of these shows.
For sure.
But there is more to read.
But
there is more to read.
But guys, we're at the end of season 2. We reviewed the finals of Centaur's Life and Defrag, and it's time to reward one of them with the season 2 crown. and they would be put into the Hall of Fame of animes, joining along Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah.
Now, does anyone have any slightly different opinions about the entire series over the last 3 episodes that they want to get into? Like, for either show?
Ah.
Because we mostly just removed the 3.
Yeah.
So,
We
I'll-
can talk about that when we make our choices.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
expecting, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Should I get my paper ready?
Is anyone sure about their choice? I should.
I'm
Uh,
not sure.
I mean, I got my choice.
I have
Okay. Alright, you two go, and maybe it'll help me think what I want to pick.
The fuck?
It's a tough decision.
I gotta find my papers.
I will say for me in particular, it does come down to these final few episodes that really shake things up.
I'm really trying to think.
It did for me as well, if it helps.
Please say your opinions.
Yeah, James, you want to go first?
Okay, yeah, please. So what do we call this? The marry and kill, or the fucking
Yeah,
kill?
it's just marry and kill, pretty much.
Okay.
In between here, no gray zone to hide behind.
Yeah.
Right.
In case it comes down to it, I got the overall points. In case it comes down to a tiebreaker.
All right.
All right. So, for me, my marry will be defrag.
Okay.
I had a feeling.
My basis for this is if we're looking at the whole length of the show, one of the things that I found to be the most hilarious is I felt like I didn't know what was going on from episode 1 through 12, but this is the only show out of this entire list in multiple occasions to have me laughing so hard I was actually crying at very, very certain points, or just confused. Just so confused at what the hell was going on. And that's saying something in regards to looking back at Cromartie High School, which was way weirder to me
Yeah. Yeah.
of the show. And so in that regard, I think what I would consider to be an unfairness is that this show is just so wacky, random, and dominantly comedy based, and somehow almost shown in there at the end. Versus like a slow creep world building that was going on in Centaur's life that had me interested in the actual physical, like how the world worked itself. And so like what I feel is unfair to a Centaur's life in this regard is that the comedy for me was overwhelming enough to overtake my interest in my interest in Centaur's life's world. Because out of all these ones, Centaur's life had the most world building, had me the most curious about what is going on with this, and answered questions little by little at a decent pace as to not leave us bored. So with
one's
that,
a lot more energetic than the other. One's a lot more calm and chill, while the other one's bouncing off the walls.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, nonstop, and that's exactly my point. Is like it just kept firing. They're just so different, and that's why it was kind of cool to see these both come in at the end. Because I know this is, I know saying this aloud that this decision isn't some kind of unanimous decision, and that's why I love like how different these are from one another and the decisions that everyone's gonna make for those. Because like defrag just had me going. I mean, I talked about in the past ones where like Billy passed by and watched it for 5 minutes and was like, "What the hell is going on? I don't understand. Why is she tiny and flying in midair? The dark aura ability. What What? There's so many questions.
That's what anime is like.
I'm surprised you didn't watch the OVA. I guess it's just because you forgot. But
It
yeah.
didn't. I didn't remember. I assume you guys brought it up, but I didn't remember about it,
It kind of got
and-
buried with
and
all the
it's
other
not-
posts.
and it's
Yeah.
not on Funimation.
Yeah, it's not on fire. It was a DVD exclusive thing. The only way we could watch it is on YouTube through shitty quality.
You have like 240p YouTube video that's slightly zoomed in.
Google Plateau, what I used for a lot of other
But you should see it.
legal shows.
It was still
that
more
but-
fun, crazy shit. Someone almost dies, like the closest anyone's gone to almost dying in the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely watch it. I'll send you a link to it actually.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely want to go watch that. It's not I missed out on it, but it probably got buried. I assume it came up in conversation, but
Yeah.
these 2 weeks feel like months.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
fair.
Time is an illusion. But yep.
Anything else you want to add there, James?
I mean, I don't really think I have too much more on those. This is been a
Alright.
fun one though. Oh, there it is.
Mikey and Nick, do one of you want to go next?
I'm still not sure
I
yet.
guess I can go next and
Uh.
present my dilemma.
Okay.
Yes.
Now-
Present your dilemma.
Okay. These last few, not even the last 3 episodes, the last few episodes in general, probably up to the last 6 episodes of Defrag for me, I really turned my opinion around on it, or for the most part, where it does have a nice storyline and characters that go through everything, and the ending it had was like very satisfying. It actually had me very engaged in it. But on the other hand, Centaur's Life lore and just places that it went to that you never expected it to go, for just being a slice of like comedy about some animal people.
It is technically also supernatural, but
Yeah, it's an alternate universe type.
Hmm.
Was what kept me super engaged through the whole thing, but the ending was just a little on the unsatisfying side. So I really have to take into account what I value more in each of these shows that makes you want to put one over the top of the other. And
Yeah.
at first, just coming off of watching both of the finales, I was ready to say defrag, just because it was so satisfying. But I'm still torn between them.
Yeah, but unfortunately, when it comes down to giving the crown, it doesn't matter in the final. It's front to back.
Exactly.
like I'm fighting the dilemma because I think overall, Defrag was more consistent with the jokes it was doing, the types of payoffs it went. It had 2 little arcs, 1 2-episode and then 1 3-episode.
Yeah,
But Centaur's had higher moments for me.
Mhm.
It was not consistent, but when they got those moments, like, holy shit, we're here and we're doing this. So it's consistency versus moments, and I'm not sure which to put higher.
Exactly.
That's the same dilemma that I'm in. But oh man.
You know what?
a really
I'll
hard one.
I'll make my pick. I'll make my pick.
All right.
I'll
No,
make
go
my
ahead.
fucking
Go
pick.
ahead, Nick.
Well, as I said, I think one's consistency, one's moments. Both these shows do feature a decent amount of dirty jokes, but it never felt like they were really trying to push the stakes. I don't know. I feel like I've been knolled to this. I've been
No, yeah,
watching
definitely.
so many girls who just do this constantly on the internet make the fucking etchiest of jokes.
It
I
is
think
far-
I'm numb to it.
It is far from the worst Ichi jokes. There was nothing on the degree of fucking the titty matrix sequence in whatever show that was.
Yeah. But if I had to do with what each show does, where Defrag is very comical with some shonen sliced in with a little bit of like heartfelt moments, where Centaur's Life is a slow slice of life with big lore drops and cute moments. I'm gonna base them off of that, and I think there's other shows that do comedy that I like more than Defrag. But I'm so interested in this fucking lore that they're trying to put in that I'm gonna put Centaur's Life. Centaur's Life
All
I'm
right.
marrying.
All right.
Because there's a lot of shows that try to get me with their lore. Naruto. But I didn't care at all. But with this, so many little things that they don't even have to like say, hey, stop, look at this. Just noticing like how cars are different, how glasses are different, how there's some people who are hybrids. They don't fully go into that, but they're there to notice. It felt me very engaged when I wasn't ready to be engaged. I like
sure.
defrag to the point, to everything, but I'm a whore lore. I'm lore for whore.
No, that's good.
I
It
understand.
overall comes down to what anime you enjoyed the most, and
Centaur's
understand.
Life for me.
I prefer the show first. I'll have opposite opinions when it comes to watching shows, and not all of us have the same thing. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you
Jacob,
got your choice. You want me to go?
If you want to, if not, I'll go.
So, as stated, one was consistent storyline. One was showing slice of life. Was showing the life of different species and how different animals beings live, or shit live.
Different alternate humans.
Yeah, alternate
Different
humans. But one show has kept me engaged from front to back, and I would give the crown to, and that my Mary is gonna go to defrag. Centaur's Life is a really, really close second. It really is. But defrag does it a little more for me, especially with how the ending went.
All right. Very interesting.
It was a very good ending. Like it was very much built for an ending.
Because defrag, if defrag never comes back, I'm satisfied with how it ended. Centaur's Life, if it never comes back, I still have so many more questions.
Yeah, that. Funny you bring that up because that was the biggest factor in my decision here. Where we went over the strengths and weaknesses of both shows and how they left me feeling in particular at the end. Where Centaur's Life leads me just wanting more, asking more questions about what's going on because of the way it ended, but also just how much it built up with that. While defrag, on the other hand, I did find myself enjoying very much so at the end, but I believe a lot of that was only because it had such a very good final few episodes.
Mhm.
And the build-up I wasn't the keenest on. I still enjoyed it for the most part, but it didn't get to me. All of it culminated at the very end with those characters coming together and completing their goal, that fight at the end and all that. So, and that is over now. With that being the finale, that leaves me more satisfied, where Centaur's Life leaves me wanting more. And like Nick said, there are other shows that do comedy, the things that defrag does pretty much better. But there's nothing like Centaur's Life I've come across before.
Yeah. At least not in a animated media. Maybe there's some like audiobook or
exactly.
book novel that does this shit great. But I suck at reading regular books without images.
Yeah, me too. So for that reason, I'm going to very hardly the hard choice of my life give my Mary to Centaur's Life.
Well,
because it keeps me asking, and
that means it boils down to points, lads. What show accumulated the most points throughout the entire show? What show's got the most fucks, the most marries? What show had the least kills?
yeah,
And
just gonna add it up.
by that point, in this regard, it's nowhere close in points. One has 7 points, one has 3 points. Actually, hold up. I did not tell you from last time. Give me a second.
That was quite the
One has
difference.
10 points. One has 5 points.
Oh,
The points.
And our winner with 10 points going through the whole season, motherfucking Centaur's Life.
yeah, I had a feeling.
Let me give it
Is
that.
that-
Let me give it that crown.
This does make sense to do the tiebreaker such as this, because it wraps up all of our feelings throughout the shows
Yeah, I like
All
that's
the
the
negative
funny
points
part.
we give to each thing.
Let me ask this real quick, Jacob, since you have all of them tallied up. Was there ever a kill on Centaur's life?
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember that he picked one.
I put kill on Centaur's Life last week. Or last time.
And D-Frag had a couple too, so it
Yeah,
wasn't
from what I
exactly...
remember, like me, Nick, and I think Jacob at one point all gave at least one kill.
Yeah, like, here's the funny part is, like, I never thought I wanted to kill Centaur's Life, but there was a point in the first 3 episodes where I think it was when they were taking, like, I wanted to bring this up as a point as we're here at the end.
Yeah.
That is just like, that was, there was a moment I wasn't ready for any Ichi or just, like, body exposure. And I brought this up that first week. It was like, okay, it's suddenly we're naked. And I was like, okay, this is more than I wanted to see. And then I took back and I was like, but really, this naked scene of just them showering together where they're not even sexualizing each other is just more lore building. And
Yeah.
that, like, realization brought me back into the show. I don't think I ever killed it. But, like, that's what made me grow to understand it.
You had a similar feeling I had with Jobless Reincarnation, where there's like, maybe.
Yeah, from other opinions I've heard about Jobless, that's actually just a universal thing. It's like, yeah, you got to get over these first few episodes. It's pretty uncomfortable. Once you do, it's pretty good.
Well,
I don't know what the
Gotta
general
take it
opinion
easy.
on Centaur's Life. I wonder if are we weirdos or other people's like, ah, god, gross boobs.
I don't
That
think
show.
so at all. It really did it in the most tasteful way. This is really just a thing when it comes to the nudity scenes. It just comes down to cultural norms. How, like, that's
Yeah.
totally a fine thing to do in Japanese
Sam
and
put both.
other European cultures even.
Sam put both shows in our pill bottle.
Yeah. In the bottle.
The centaur lady takes the clown.
We got a
Uh-oh.
demon boy, a centaur girl. We're gonna make a cool hall.
Who knows
of
what's gonna
heroes.
show up next season?
Yeah, I
Bro.
mean, we still gotta do
Please.
awards before we talk about that.
But yeah, we'll get to that soon.
Bro, please, move for me.
You're not getting in the pill bottle.
While
There's
we're
too
doing this, I'm gonna talk about the show I watched, Suzu Children.
many-
Because I watched
Oh yeah,
that
please go ahead.
to the completion. Because
And why
we
you-
had a bit heated debate as it ended up being the first one voted off.
Yeah. How wasn't it? Don't get to
I-
don't get to like full major details. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I liked it a lot. Because as we learned, that most of its characters aren't as strong as anything else we've seen. It's not as strong in the character department, but I think it's stronger in the bonds department, where the evolution of how each couple evolves and changes is what's so interesting. Even if the characters might not be the most memorable or the most noticeable even. And around pretty much the point, like, I think the 5th episode, the 4th episode, besides like a couple side characters, they didn't really introduce any more couples. I say for the anime. But seeing how it was just so nice seeing shit. Like, even like some side characters made me happy. Like, one of my contenders for one of the side characters was the frog dude and like the nice girl. The frog dude's best friend is like this nerdy dude who, like, his thing is like, we're both so ugly, all the girls hate us. We're better than that, we don't need to deal with it. And like, he's afraid because he accidentally made plans on the same day that he and him were gonna go to the movies. So he's trying to figure out what a way to lie to him to say, oh no, I can't do that anymore. To not say he's with a girl because he thinks his friend will hate him for that. He eventually finds out, does one of the sickest animated punches ever, and says, what are you doing? Go to her! What are you fucking doing? And he's the biggest bro ever. As opposed to every other Ichi harem show where the best friend of the male character is like a jealous motherfucker.
Yeah.
Who's never nice. He's the coolest dude ever. It was so refreshing.
That sounds like an interesting situation.
But like the other shows we finished, this has a manga, and this show isn't the manga. This show isn't all the manga. So not every pair gets an ending. Some of the pairs get a decent enough ending for what it was. But some, like one of the biggest one was a couple that kind of got into a rough patch as some really dumb shit happened. And then it's like maybe they'll get back together. There's one couple that just didn't ever like confess to each other. They just did the full anime thing of just never telling each other. It was the class
Oh.
president and the blonde chick, which is my favorite one.
Oh man, I like that one too.
That one had a really nice moment, which I'll bring up with the awards. It was nice. I liked it. I see why you didn't like it or voted off, but I think it had a lot of potential.
So let's say Groundhog's Day happened to you, Nick, where you went back in time, you kept all memory, episode 1 to season 2. Would you have fought for this to stay on longer?
I would have. Yes.
So you
I
would-
would have
so-
tried to fight you all to keep
So we've seen 6 episodes of Daily Life High School Boys. Would you put this over that?
Yes.
Would you
I
put
would
it over
probably
Cromartie?
also enjoyed it.
Wait, what?
if we
Say it
watched
again?
again.
Would you put it over Cromartie?
Yes.
Would you put it over Centaur's Life or Defrag? Like, would this be like a season finale with you?
That's the tough part.
That's the tough part, because I kind of want to bring it to the manga, because I think it slightly brings up some of the stuff you guys have problems with, because this manga is unlike the other shows where this is a bunch of 4-panel stuff. Like, it's very,
Yeah,
like, small
short
strips in bit size, little character moments, and each chapter is like a different thing. The anime for all 12 episodes goes into 81 of these chapters. The full manga, which is complete by now, is 200 chapters. So technically, if this had a full thing, it would have like a 24 episode thing.
This is why I got the pill
Where-
bottle, because I just pull the thing out of the pill bottle so everyone can see the art. What we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
one of the things about it is, in total, there was 30 characters through the entire manga. And I
Wait,
remember how you
15 pairs.
not even that. Like, one of them, which is one of my favorites, like this playboy dude who's like, I am the school angel. I'm too
Look
good
at
for
Hyde.
everyone. And I'm a heartbreaker. But he helps with everyone else's relationship devices. By being this
Huh.
prancy motherfucker who seems like he's doing stupid shit, but he's actually being, like, helpful and sincere.
He's being like the Cupid.
He has, like, a tsundere girl who hates her, and another girl who's like, I love you. Oh, she's such a drama girl. And he's like, so, like, you can't get to me, darling. And they start doing anime shit where, like, he's dodging and all her grab attacks.
I'm sure I
was a
would have
fun
liked this
show.
anime a lot more if we didn't do the 3-episode structure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But I think the show would be too much if we did more than 3 episodes. To be honest.
Yeah.
That's just the consequence of the format.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I would bring it to the final episode. I think it would be hard. I would try. But I don't know who I'd voted over, I'm going to be honest.
That's fair. Well, can't live in the what's ifs. We can only live in the now, and our now is Centaur's Life is our reigning champion for season 2. Join Jujutsu Kaisen in the Hall of Fame, which I will make an image of eventually. I'll figure something out for that. So, guys, time to give some rewards. Let's go over to our awards
We
page.
got
Okay, just the awards. Oh man.
I'm about to say.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had to.
Oh man.
Oh, okay, that. Okay.
All right,
we
sorry
do-
about that, Chadber. I'm fucking stupid. I thought our audio was going.
I should have
Thank
been
you to the
listening.
six. Thank you to the six that's in the chat. That's Sade.
Oh my goodness, you scared me. I did all that yelling. You scared
man.
me. Going over what we said. My favorite joke. The first one's the running gag, or just favorite gag. Mine was in Daily High School Boys. They kept meeting. There kept being this skit where someone would sit on this windy hill, then this girl with purple hair would appear, and they'd start saying like cryptic shit because they think that she comes here to try and write like a fan fiction. It's about some protagonist and this
The
lovey.
made-up protagonist that they think they're reenacting.
Yeah, and trying to get like lines or something just through inspiration, like making people say cool shit on the hill, and it was like shit, fuck, what do we do? Shit. And they tried to say something cool about the wind, and eventually everyone messes up by saying something dumb or getting interrupted. It happened like 3 times. It probably happens more. I need to watch the other episodes. I love the not stakes that all those stakes where it's like I have to say something cool. I can't say something dumb. It's great.
It's very good.
Okay.
Mine went to Cromartie, where they go to the blonde guy's house for his birthday well, supposedly his birthday party. It's Freddy's birthday party, and he just keeps getting fed up of everyone doing things like, don't open the fridge, don't eat a banana, do not pet my cat. This is your cat. Or no, don't meow. This is your cat. That's what he said.
My favorite is definitely Cromartie when they're in the doctor's office and the guy goes, "Take off all your clothes," and the guy with the bald guy with the fucking unicorn hair is like, "All of them? Alright," takes off his fucking bald cap.
It just takes off its hair, just like that. Just
such a blink and you miss it moment too.
Oh
yeah, I missed
did miss it first. I was like, wait a second, did I see that right?
James.
What's up?
Restate your joke. They didn't hear a joke.
Oh,
What's your favorite
okay.
joke?
Yeah, it was just kind of the whole section of them at the store, but also the jokes specifically that he was making on the game itself when she was describing it to him. Because he was like, "So what is this game anyway?" And it goes into describe that, like, she's just like, "Oh yeah, it's just the next game in the series," and she goes through to explain all the ones in the series. And he's like, "So this is just a shitty next gen console remake of the same exact shitty game, right?" And she's like, "No, it's just got a couple extra characters." It's like that combined with like what they did to hide from Roka.
Yeah, that was enjoyable.
And like stealing the robe, and she's like, "Oh, you're the guy. You're cosplaying him as though he's not wearing the robe." And he's like, "Yes, I am.
Yes, I am."
Just that whole sequence of events.
That guy was a more memorable male character than like his friends.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he was.
Alright. Our next reward is...
Shoutouts to Mekazawa's brother getting crushed. That was my second choice.
Our best side character.
This was the hardest one, but I already spoiled mine. It's Tama-chan, bitch!
There's best side character board.
She was on Contender. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I try to think of a character that fit more than like a notable side character. It's like, yeah, Moomin Rider.
I just love her as the final boss. Her voice lines of being very chill until not being chill are great. She doesn't stop jokes, she keeps them going, but then fucks them up in her way.
Wait, who's your side character?
Tama-chan from D-Frag.
Oh, yeah.
The Kabuki girl.
Kabuki! And using Kabuki as an attack and stopping the ultimate attack with her hair is just great. And she also has someone to bounce off for Chitaro, because usually she was pretty top dog, so for having someone to deal with that was nice.
Indeed.
Alright. Mikey?
As for my vote, it isn't... I'm giving this award to Daily Lives of High School Boys, not for any one specific side character, but simply for the amount of side characters that I enjoyed in it. I don't think there's a single one I didn't enjoy.
Yeah, it's very like the girls, the rowdy girls, the school counselor.
Okay, the rowdy girls who get their end segment. Any other girl character that's just vengeful as hell. The guy with the hat who's like, he just has a lot of good jokes. And even the roughneck guy with his big older sister. They're very entertaining to watch. There's pretty much everyone in there that wasn't the main trio. It's really hard to call anyone in this show side characters, but That's definitely gotta
Very
be it for
good
me.
supporting cast.
My favorite side character has to go to Nekazawa.
That was my second. But Tama
yeah.
really stole my heart in those. Like, she had 3 episodes to steal my heart, and she did it.
Yeah,
Please
no,
give it back.
Nakazawa, like all the jokes surrounding him, how they never referred to him as a robot, and like all this shit was just funny as fuck.
You
James?
gotta take it to the appliance store to be
Um,
fixed.
Hot take. Mine, like, I take this just based off the first impression because I had no idea.
Right.
Mine was Freddy.
Friday!
I didn't know about him, and then when he opened the door for the first time, I paused it and just lost my shit. I was like, they just have a fucking Freddie Mercury insert here. I was losing my fucking mind. And then to see him in later episodes.
What was Billy's reaction? I had to know.
Oh man.
Oh god, it was pretty much the same thing. And I was like, "Hey Billy, look who it is." And it's like, what? Because I actually went from watching it in subbed to dubbed later on too. But like I got introduced to him in subbed, not dubbed, and that was even better. It was so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wonder if he understands Japanese. All right, lads, time for our Waifu Award. This award is brought to us by our one and only Diego, as I asked him yesterday, and this waifu is Marilyn Monroe.
Very good taste. Very good taste.
Very good
Look at her go. Look at her go.
Yeah. I went, Diego, give me who's the hottest girl in the world, and she went Marilyn Monroe. I'm like, all right, cool.
Gave him 20 seconds to answer.
Oh yeah, dude, because I can't.
That's all you need.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, dude. That's all you really fucking need.
My favorite, as I slightly talked about, is Kagi, aka the blonde girl who's a delinquent from Suzure Children. She had one of the best arcs of being this. She fucking. I don't know how to explain this. She's like, she hates school, but it really turns out she hates herself. And he's, the way the president does, being his kind of pushy self, really helped bring out her shit. It was like the weirdest, most direct but fun couple. Then she works on herself and tries to get into a good school because she doesn't have the money to do it by herself, but she's trying, damn it. And she cries about.
Yeah, that's definitely the couple I wanted to know the most about.
She was great. She was great.
All right.
All right, Mikey, who is your waifu?
Solid pick.
Suzure Children.
I wonder. What do you guys think my waifu is in this?
Man, I think it's.
Dude, I got a really fucking strong pick, but like, part of me wants to be wrong.
Did you actually like her, or are you just going along with the snake thing?
No, I do. I don't know what I was expecting from her, but was expecting more. But I did end up enjoying her, and that is the snake girl, Quetzalcoatl Sasasul from Centaur's Life.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, as we learn more about her, I was like more like inclined to choose her as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Her introduction thing and all that didn't leave the best impression on me, but as we got to know her more, I was like, yeah, she's just very nice and just wants to make friends.
I think that day at the art museum was like solidified for me. It was yeah, okay, I can understand.
Definitely. Plus, just the gags of her being a snake were funny as hell. Like when she tries to smile at someone, which just opens a giant mouth.
Yeah.
But for me, my waifu is someone I could relate to on a high spiritual level, and that is the teacher from Defrag. I would love to pull out a taser in some of these kids.
Yeah.
She does what I dream of.
Yeah, she doesn't get the most time. Like the first episode's the most we see of her.
Oh yeah.
She gets little.
So for those of you watching chat, I work with kids, right? This teacher pulls out taser on kids all the time, and I'm watching. I'm like, man, that's illegal, but I would love to do that. If I can pull a taser in some of these brats, fucking yeah, please.
That is a great choice and great reasoning.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
James.
Oh man.
For mine, this was actually Manami Mitama from Centaur's Life.
Angel Girl.
Very good choice.
She was one of my contender for side characters.
She was also a choice. So like when I was debating on this, it was definitely her, Snake Lady, and the teacher. But
yeah. My biggest thing here for her was just the fact that like Christ, what a strong woman for being like a high school chick, high school girl taking on the role of a mother for 4 children by both going to school, doing work on the side, being the cook, and I don't know, making time to scold her father and all of the in-betweens. Just very strong woman.
Absolutely.
Who just fucking knocked it out of the park. And even though my hope as a waifu might have been shown some inability to happen based solely on the fact that she started getting some interest there in the last episode. For the last 3 episodes, from a different female character. We take that out of account.
She felt more like the main character. Like she had like the most
Honestly.
development and look into like we only got to see like Hime's parents a couple times.
Yeah, and like nothing was going. That's the thing, is there was like not a whole lot of depth with Hime. Like there's a lot of depth within the Hime's race, but not her whole family. So like we didn't.
She has a nice life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, her nickname's Princess. What more do you expect, I guess?
She's the princess.
But then we get Monami, and she just has a lot more time to like get to grow and like her. 'Cause at first we were given this cold, chilly character. I think it was the first episode. Is like she's like they're like, hey, why aren't you staying? Or that was the first couple episodes. She's like, why aren't you staying for
Debate.
The council? And she's like, I have to get out of here exactly at time. I have to go take care of kids because I'm basically a mom. Like, it's got this cold character real early on. I'm doing the bare minimum, but also keeping my responsibilities. And then we grow to like really like her. I mean, I don't know. Out of all the characters, she just stuck with.
Alright, it's a very nice choice.
All right, moving on.
Pristine.
Indeed.
Would have been my side character pick, but she felt like more of a main character, and Tama was there.
That's fair.
I like girls with white hair. I can't help it.
I should have seen that coming, honestly.
I can't help it.
Alright. Next up is our Hazel Bondo Award. Last up was good old Ryan Reynolds. This time is good old motherfucking Will Smith.
Okay.
We gotta show some love to the homie, alright? He's been through some shit recently.
Yes, indeed.
I probably could have had a better choice for this, but the one I kept coming back to was the glasses guy from Daily High School Boys. I love that he was always constantly trying to make everything like a theater play. He was the one making up the plans and the shit. He was like the lead funny man, as like the blonde guy was like kind of his backup, and then the black-haired kid was like the straight man. That was their like group dynamic, and I loved him for that.
Mhm.
Also, he had like such a deep voice. Like his voice acting was such a deep voice. That was great.
Alright, Mikey, who was your husbando?
Now, my choice for this is also one with a deep voice, and that goes to Mekazawa from Cromartie High School.
Mekazawa!
Not only is he a great source for the jokes that come from it, but oh my goodness, his Japanese voice is smooth as shit. It is so good. It really stood out to me. Like, as someone who doesn't speak Japanese like at all, his voice in particular really stood out to me. How smooth it was. And plus, he's just a nice guy all around, trying to help people with their electronics when he can't.
I was
trying
trying
to
to
be a
die
good
a
guy.
couple times, but it's fine.
Yeah. Tries to help out even though the world still shits on him because he's a robot.
Have you seen more
Joke.
episodes of it yet?
I've been meaning to watch more, but I have not.
Like I said, it's like 20 plus episodes.
Yeah,
or
it's like
something.
24 episodes.
I wonder how long
Yeah.
that manga is.
I
I'm
rate
sure
him
it's-
one whole entire Mekazawa out of 1.
Holy shit! The highest award!
Exactly.
Alright. My husbando is also from Cromartie. And that's goddamn Freddie Mercury, dude.
I knew it.
There's
I knew
no
it.
way I could not choose Freddie as my husbando.
So
Have you
chose
seen
the-
that man?
So
I've seen that
first-
man. I would fuck that man.
So
Alright.
first season, you chose a bear. Second season, you chose a bear. I'm seeing a pattern here.
I forgot I chose the beer for my husbando.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh man.
well, just look at this beer in any of our shows we're watching. So,
Also,
I
there's
choose
the,
the gorilla.
There's a Juju movie we gotta see, Jacob. The panda's in it.
Oh yeah, we do. But you guys have to finish Juju though.
I think it happens before the show. I think it's a prequel.
Oh.
Is it? Ooh, I'm down. I'm down.
We have to
If it-
look into that.
If it's a prequel, I'm down to do a movie night Be the first reader. It'd be the first Reader's Channel movie night, and then
Hella.
you do a review on it.
Absolutely, but that's not time or place. I just remember.
Yeah. But eventually. Anyways, James.
I actually had down just because I liked how his character was designed and the fact that he was like it looked like he was intentionally made to look aged. And he's just a real man's man. We're gonna go Motoharu from Daily Life of High School Boys.
Okay.
It's like a serious face, right?
These rewards are pretty
that
even.
Serious face and the face, the facial hair.
Yeah.
Nice.
With his older sister and Shay, he acted like he knew
yeah.
about girls, but he didn't know anything about girls.
Yeah. Like I guess in the regards to him, he's like he has the charisma that I wish I had, but the same level of the same level of like no knowledge in that regard.
That's fair.
All right, lads, it's time for the best opening. And if I'm not mistaken, I think a show's about to sweep this. I'm almost
Potentially.
I could see some other shows winning it, but like this show is represented by yours truly, Rick Astley.
Best opening.
There's the man.
I'm gonna say, man, give me more of
I
a
liked
song opening.
a lot of these openings. Like I like the energeticness of D-Frag. I like the kind of franticness with Centaur's life. Like the these kind of got crazy a little bit. I kind of like that.
It feels like it ends at one point, but then it keeps going.
Yeah. I think I like the visuals of Daily Lives of High School Boys a lot. I can't really say much about the music. But the one that kept sticking out to me, the one that I've listened to more than the other ones, was Cromartie High School.
Mm.
That music sets a tone. It sets
Yeah.
a tone.
That is my exact thoughts on it too. I honestly thought that D-Frag would have had my opening vote
Oh fuck!
because
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Dude,
of the
what the fuck
pure energy they had.
Oh god! Ah.
I'm fine, dude. They're back. It's fine.
At first I thought D-Frag was gonna take my vote for just the pure energy it had and the English lyrics they sprinkle in every now and then, which I really like in anime openings. But yeah, something about Cromartie's just puts me in a mood.
Is that
and,
your choice,
the
Mikey?
more you listen, yeah, the more you listen to it, like the more it infects your ear. And the opening is called June.
Interesting.
Dude, I'm not gonna be the round bush. Cromartie was a fucking bot, dude.
Indeed.
You seem to really enjoy it in this post-sent system. You've given most of your awards to it so far.
I said before this started, Cromartie's about to get a lot of rewards from me. After it's I think it's the last reward I have for it though, to be honest. No, I lied. There's one other one I have for it.
You liar! Alright, James.
This was best opening theme.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe this is just a little bit of music nerd in me, but mine here goes to D-Frag for best opening theme.
Okay.
I had a
See
feeling.
it.
Yeah, explain that to us. You're the only one who has really done music stuff. Like, you had music classes. It's cool. Like,
So,
I did nothing of the like. It's cool.
So, like, just like as an embodiment of the entire show thus far, the music portions are all over the place, and there's a specific fast-paced moment where they completely just stop the beats and tempo, like right before it goes back into the main chorus of that same theme. I'm trying not to nerd out too hard here,
Now
but
go for it. Do it, King. Do it.
Do it, King.
there's just like a section right there near the end of the song before it goes back into the main chorus where they kind of break away, they stop the music, and it's a bunch of syncopated, I don't know, I can't say the exact words because Japanese, but you guys know the part I'm talking about where it like stops and it's like syncopated and it just says like one quick word and there's no rhyme or rhythm to it anymore.
Is that what they go like the tungsten part?
Yeah.
Oh no, the one they're talking about the hero and the villain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
And they're showing like the kid and the dad as the king and the Yeah,
Being
like
the hero.
that
Even
that
if
little
the great hero
breakaway
doesn't
part
destroy-
there, the lyrics, the music, the tone that they're giving off throughout the whole song is just kind of all over the place, which is a great embodiment of the show. And it just does this cutaway where it does that. There's like the tempo they use for that. There's no actual like time signature for it or anything, and it just breaks away into that, and then goes right back into the tone. And like it felt for the first time like that the song was able to embody the show in all its regards. I will say my close second was Centaur's Life, though.
Also,
fair.
like, again, there wasn't a clear winner for me. It really just took to rememberability, and the instruments they used in Cromartie is what I kept remembering.
Alright, now it's time for our best ending theme.
This one actually wasn't as hard for me. It still wasn't the bop
Why
that
is it
Juju
hard?
was. Yeah, cool guy. But for the visuals alone, before even getting to the songs and really cementing them as really the main character, Centaur's Life ending theme. That
Yeah.
shit is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a music video, but for like God and shit, and there's water and stairs. It's all angelic and shit. I don't think you would be able to connect that to the show you just watched
you
if you
wouldn't.
showed them separate. Like you wouldn't think they'd be related to each other.
Yeah, I just like your like the analogy you used there. It's like a music video, but with like God.
Oh, Mikey, what is your choice?
My vote is also going to go to Centaur's Life's ending, Edelweiss. Not particularly for the visuals or anything, just the opening lyric and the main refrain. If as Edelweiss. Every time that shows up, that just gives me chills. I love that so much. It's so good. I sit through the ending every time because of it. Yeah, it's just really good.
It really feels like, I don't know, it has a weird way of, like, that felt more like an ending than the ending of the show.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the whole song of it just feels like a final wrap up, honestly,
Yeah,
in its entirety.
for me, I didn't really go I don't really go in visuals for this one. I went on the song alone. But I definitely gotta give it to Centaur's Life. It was a really nice song. Jimmy! What's up, homie?
Jimmy Strip.
Thanks for the lurk, dude. Appreciate you.
What about you, James? What about Mr. Music Man?
We're going 4 for 4, baby.
Yeah!
More fucking.
God, an anime together at last.
That'd be rough figure, to be honest.
Together.
A very close, very good honorable mention for me goes to Daily Lives of High School Boys ending. Just
Yeah.
'cause it's addicting to sing.
A second for me would have been Suzu Children, just because there isn't an ending animatic. Like they're still talking when the credits start rolling. You know something big's about to happen or some nice moment.
I did recently listen to the ending theme of Suzuki Children. It was pretty damn good. Felt like it
Yeah.
was like a soft rock ballad. It was nice.
Yeah, that was my second, but God, an anime, so you know.
My favorite opening theme was actually Daily Lives of High School Boys, because it just played a few guitar notes and that was it.
Yep.
I need you all to go first on this. I'm not sure what to give for this one. I'm tied between two. I need you all to go first on sound
Okay.
design for me.
Well,
I did go over the sound design bit before we started the stream. That I believe that my vote's going to go to Cromartie, both for the fact of the score being just the very weirdly toned guitar notes,
yeah.
along with every now and then when they do a gag and a sound effect comes out, it's a very blatant stock sound effect, and it just matches the tone so well for the weirdness that's happening during it.
For sure.
Like when the first year boss man faints on the houseboat, it just or when it points out it's a houseboat, there's a very blatant, just like terrible fart sound effects. For it, and it's just so fitting.
I gotta agree. I think the sounds for Cromartie made a lot of the gags.
Oh yeah, definitely. They made the gags. For sure.
Mr.
Nick, do you need
James.
more time, or do you want?
Yeah, you keep going. I'm still.
Okay. Yeah, alright, we're going 3 for 3 on this one. Yeah, it's weird how I mentioned that in the the opening theme for Defrag, that felt most embodied to the show as a whole. The sound on Cromartie just they made sure to make it feel just as weird as everything that was visually going on. If we even if we muted the TV and we just read what was going on and didn't have that, everything we've seen thus far is going on is really weird. But what really makes that and continues to enforce that tone is definitely like all the sound effects and like you said, the random guitar stuff going on in the background and everything like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's
Alright, Nick.
I guess my thing was, I'm gonna miss. I don't remember a lot of those sound effects.
That's
Maybe
fair.
because they fit too well, but I don't remember too much. And all I remember is the guitar, and it's very memorable. But all I remember is the guitar. So it felt like I don't remember all these scenes that didn't have the guitar, and then there was just guitar. But especially during like the last episode, I really like the music cues in Centaur's life. So I think I'm gonna give it to that. I don't know. I
That's fair.
like the little music moments.
Sure. Alright. Now we move on
Again, I
to...
think it might be when something's slower paced that I notice the music more than when something's more action packed and high flying.
For sure. Alright, now for the next category. Best visual. Not
Time
sorry.
to
Visual.
I'm not sorry.
I really enjoyed the style, the lighting, the hair, all of Suzer Children here. There's something I have with like the way his hair shine that I keep falling back to, and I don't know how to explain it yet. But I'm getting closer each time I see a show that reminds me of that, like shiny hair. It's a bright color.
I feel like I understand the feeling, but I don't know how to describe it either.
Yeah, I don't know how to fucking describe it. And the way they made tears work, because so many people cried. It's so crazy. And the lighting, I really enjoyed the fucking lighting in this show. Because unlike all the other shows, there wasn't a lot of different areas. Like, it was mostly in the schoolyard, the track field, and maybe a house or two. So they really need to make them look interesting and not the same. And I think they did that.
All right. Well, my vote is also going to Surezure Children, not for all the detail that you went into, mostly for the fact that it's so much more unique than any of the other choices. And Cromartie also has the unique style to it of everyone being overly realistic and having the round faces and lips pop out. But this one's just like very nice. It doesn't feel like an anime, honestly. It feels like a special commercial or music video, but it's an actual show with how much colors and softness it has.
Yeah.
Centaur's Life kind of has this too, but to a lesser degree. But Surezure Children does it even better, I think. So yeah, my vote goes to Surezure Children.
Come on. Work with me, please. Pulse. There you go.
Please. I beg you.
Wrong one.
I beg, yeah. Please.
Ideal life. This one's a hard one because like with all the gags and everything that happened, I don't think a lot of things stood up super visually. But
Be honest with your heart.
bro, I guess I gotta fucking be a liar here and get all the animation that went into the gags for Cromartie as well.
Alright, that's fair. It was fun whenever they just slide people just
Yeah.
because.
Yeah.
They didn't do as often as I thought they did in that, but it's so funny when it does happen.
Jim's.
Mine actually went to Defrag for this.
Okay.
Any particular-
Yeah, like the very quick transitions, I would say from the we'll just call it chibi to not chibi.
Yeah.
Let me like being realistic. How I saw this show, and I hate to bring it up as a means of this. It definitely felt like a higher budget animation. If that makes sense? Like, you can sometimes tell that.
I think so. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's not something I naturally would bring up as a means of it, but like all the animations felt super fluent when a character would slide onto screen and anything along those lines, and just how they handled it, the smooth transitions. That's kind of what I was looking at here, is like from frame to frame versus general look. I felt like, in your guys' regard, if I had watched any more, I have not tried any more of Story Children.
Yeah.
But if I did, I guarantee if I gave it like probably 2 or 3 more episodes, my opinion would be significantly different. Because I do remember how colorful that show gave an impression of first off the bat. But having been so long, I don't feel like at this point it's fair to give it something that lost so early on. Just in the sake I've strictly forgotten.
That's fair.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Defrag style is super solid too.
Well, it's time for the final award of the night. And after this, we'll be revealing season 3 category and the shows that the animes will be going over. Again, for anyone that's popped in, that's wondering what we are, because I see that we boosted numbers a little bit. This is an anime FMK style podcast. We get 5 shows, vote one off every episode until we have our king or queen. Our king for this season was Defrag. Nick.
If my volume of yelling hasn't given away by now, I think it's Zuri Children has really captured my heart, and I plan to read the manga sometime
Oh,
to
yeah.
see where this goes.
Did you show what the ultimate favorite graphic was?
Oh yeah. Mikey, you're gonna like this one a lot.
I have a feeling. Yeah, I knew it was Shadow.
The ultimate favorite.
That's perfect.
Oh, look at that good symmetry in my choices. Oh, look at that. Oh, that feels good.
Nice.
Oh, that feels good. I didn't plan that. Oh, that feels good though.
Just realized I haven't given any awards to Defrag.
Alright,
Hey,
Mikey, who is your ultimate favorite?
Alright. When it comes to the final 2 contestants, they both had things that made me troubled to pick which one I would over the other. And that just led to, like, just internal conflict. In contrast to that, a show like Cromartie High School, I had no trouble with, like, deciding at all. It's just a funny show that I enjoy watching. Then I believe that would take my favorite spot.
Alright.
There's no whole conflict to deal with to figure out which one's better than the other. It's just funny.
There's funny robot man and it's funny robot people.
Yeah.
So I
You
think
almost fill up your boxes. Jeez.
so I
guys.
think if it comes down to it, generally and truly,
Be cool.
like if I ever saw myself continuing watching or watching more of, if it ever made a grand return in the scheme of things, it'd be Defrag.
Alright.
Understandable.
Marty was funny, however, I don't see myself willingly going back to it unless someone goes, "Hey, you want to watch?"
That's fair.
The only reason I haven't been back to it is because I've had other stuff I want to watch.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of things,
That's
especially what we're gonna watch.
Yep.
James, fuck.
I move the background.
In the background, everything's moving left and right.
What is your ultimate favorite?
If my mouse doesn't want to grab one thing at a fucking time, wants to be like, "Hey, man, I want to grab this thing over here," even though you don't have that one thing highlighted.
On all the themes.
All right, James.
So, in contrast to Mikey's thing here, I feel like mine would be different if I did finish Cromartie, but I guess we're only basing off the information we've had thus far, to some sense. Defrag would probably be mine.
Yeah, so like coming.
With a close second being Cromartie. And my tie there, in my head, my struggle there was definitely like comedy basis.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking, I wouldn't necessarily, for what they're going for, I wouldn't necessarily put a Centaur's Life above Cromartie for me. But if I'm just thinking comedy based on my ultimate favorite and the most laughs I got out of the shows, it would be Defrag Defrag over Cromartie.
For sure.
I understand.
Well, lads, I don't think I gotta count the rewards though. Who won the most rewards? You, me, and Mikey. Cromartie is our winner
Not
here when
the
it comes
most
to rewards.
lopsided.
Yeah,
Not compared to last season.
Oh, not compared to last season, but
I felt very spread, and I liked that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
yeah,
loads
yeah.
of something to enjoy for everything.
I tried to give at least, well, I tried to give at least, in judgment-wise, a reward to each show, and if it wasn't for this fucking Cromartie's infectious opening, I would have given it to Defrag to at least give one person, one entry, one award each. But
Alright,
it
lads.
just came out.
ready to just reveal season 3.
I suppose
Season
so.
of thirds.
Let's do it.
Season 3 of Anime Gateway FMK. Our voting off show will be horror themed.
That's horror.
Horror.
Scary stuff.
And Anime 1 brought to us by James. Miruko-chan.
Hiroko-chan.
I have no idea what this one's about.
Number
I
2
haven't
brought
seen
to
the
us
image till now.
by Mikey. Serial Experiments Lane. Number 3
Old
brought
classic, I heard
to you by yours truly is Erased. Number 4 brought to you by Nick is School Live. And number
Look at this
5,
horror show.
the voted on group
Yeah.
choice, Paranoia Agent. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a season. I very much enjoy horror shows, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one.
I've never delved into horror. I'm a very baby,
Neither have I very
baby
much.
scaredy.
I heard so much shit about Erased. I am so excited to start watching that. To be honest, in fact, I think I might start watching it tomorrow right after work.
It's gonna really have to change my watching time because I watch this like right before I go to bed. Might not be the best choice this time. Not sure yet. Not sure.
I
You'll be
usually watch it
fine.
First thing in the morning.
I don't know if I'll be fine.
Anyways,
Fine.
with that being
got-
said, thank you to all who stuck around. If you like anime of any kind, and you want to try to find a new show, please tune in and watch. We give brief descriptions of each show, say what makes your choices, and it can help you find your next favorite. Anyways,
What we like and what we dislike.
until tomorrow, I'll see you all next time.